All right, well, that video really pulls it together. You saw in that video how they talked about the Internet of Things, bringing the products together, that you're connected to your electrical grid. But also in the video, one of the big things they talked about is community, bringing people together. And I really believe that's the power that technology has today. We didn't have that years ago. We have technology now that can truly bring people together. Facebook is doing it, over 1 billion users now. We have services to bring communities together, whether it's your customers, because you want your customers to come together. You want your employees to come together. We want you guys to come together. You're here physically, but how do we have a community of people coming together? And everyone's expecting this now. It's really a big trend in the industry that they expect to be able to come together, whoever they are, in these communities. And when they come together in these communities, they're not going to websites. Again, we talked about mobile. They bring out their phone, and they don't go to a website. They look for the application. Everyone has an application now. There's an app for that. Do you have an app for that? Where's your app? If you don't have the app, then people are like, I don't understand. How do I use my remote control? How do I use my phone to interact with you, to join you in that community? Right? That is what that's about. It's an apps revolution. And you guys need to have your apps. But where do those apps run? They don't run in a data center that you're building. How do they connect if it's a mobile device and you're walking around town? They're connecting over that LTE network to the cloud, which is why cloud computing is so important. We didn't have that before, so none of this was possible. It's a $111 billion industry. Pretty cool. 18% year-over-year growth, and we're very proud to be the #1 vendor in that space. And it's really because of all of you, so thank you for that. Which brings me to this final point, which is that it's a trust revolution. Something that I'm very proud of with Salesforce, of what we've created, is yes, we created a new technology model. Yes, we created a new financial revenue model of recurring revenue and a new philanthropic model. But what's most important is not all of that. It's the connective tissue we have with our customers, because it means so much. We talk about customer success within Salesforce, and it's part of who we are. We live and breathe it, and it's part of what makes us successful, and it's because of you. And so it's this trend that we see in the industry that all companies are doing that. And the customer actually expects it now. It's this huge expectation. They don't care how big the company is. They don't care how many customers they have. They expect to be treated as the most important customer. And it's a trust revolution. It's a customer revolution. So I've gone through all of these trends where social and mobile and big data, like in that Schneider Electric video, and the community, and that everyone needs an application, and it's running in the cloud and it's trusted. These are these big trends that we see happening. And those trends are changing the way people connect, changing the way your customers are connecting. So it's you're connecting your customers, connecting your employees, connecting with your partners, but also your products. And all of those coming together in a whole new way on these mobile devices. So with that, I've spoken for quite a while up here, but what I want to do is I want to bring all of these themes together again with an amazing video, which we'll cue right now. Thank you.
For decades, the experts have been proclaiming the dawn of a new revolution, a world where customers are no longer at the mercy of corporations, where they don't have to suffer through bad service or broken products, long waits or endless phone trees, and where they have no real voice or no recourse. Until now, it's been a hollow proclamation. Welcome to the world of the ever-connected, always-on, highly opinionated, on-the-move customer. This is a customer who understands they now have power, and they know how to use it. They have expectations, and they have choices if those expectations aren't met. And boy, do they have choices. They also have a voice, and it is loud and far-reaching. To earn their loyalty goes way beyond a loyalty program. You need to earn their trust, because make no mistake, this is a trust revolution. You need to recognize them as more than just numbers or accounts, but as unique human beings with a distinct set of needs. They now expect more than just a product or a service from you. They expect a relationship that is on equal terms. They give, you get, you give, they get. They expect to be at the center of your world, and you, my friends, need to put them there. You need to become a customer company. A customer company is available 24/7, and any place your customers happen to be. A customer company listens first to every customer on every channel. A customer company connects their customers, employees, partners, and products. Customer companies know the conversation never stops. They're grateful for your business and show it. They create communities and respect your identity, privacy, and money. Most importantly, a customer company knows you're the same person no matter how you contact them. They don't just create satisfied customers. They create evangelists. And when you become a customer company, you'll transform everything. You'll accelerate your growth from the inside out by giving your employees an enjoyable way to truly collaborate with each other. You'll close deals faster, together, gaining a real competitive advantage. You'll listen to customers and provide great service everywhere. Your data will always be up to date. Your people will always be at peak performance. You'll get to market first and arrive with confidence because you'll be backed up by real-time insights that let you know you're right. And in the cloud, innovation and scale is something you never have to worry about. That comes standard.
As Sam Walton mentioned, there's only one boss who can fire everybody from the board to the CEO to all the employees in the company. We live in exciting times where there's a fundamental shift in power and every sector of the economy is being reinvented. Whether you're looking at financial services, whether you're looking at the auto industry or consumer packaged goods industry, I have a Nest that I bought. It's this company that actually allows you to change the way you think about thermostats. The old model of thinking about thermostats was very much the old school Honeywell thermostat that you may have at your house. But what Nest did is it said, well, how do we make sure we connect this thermostat to the internet with a Wi-Fi connection? Now, all of a sudden, I can see on a real-time basis the temperature in my home. I get data around what the rest of the neighborhood temperature settings are, what's happening in my state and also nationally to figure out the best way to save energy. In the auto space, think about what a company like Uber has done when it comes to this third wave of computing with social and mobile and the fundamental shift when it comes to how consumers can actually talk about the company they're dealing with. So Uber allows you to rate the driver that's picking you up. It's a cashless transaction. With your iPhone, with a click of a button, a car shows up. Another amazing example that's taking place in this space is what's going on in Haiti. a company called ScaleStation is actually fundamentally redefining how vaccines are delivered. Because when you're moving vaccines, temperature is really, really important. What if you could take real-time data from a refrigerator to figure out what the temperature is, if it's powered by solar energy, and then make intelligent decisions when it comes to that cold supply chain? Refrigerators that are connected, thermostats that are connected, cars that are connected, this Internet of Things that's transforming the very way customers engage with their companies. But it's also about the fact that customers are able to give real-time feedback in terms of the service that they're receiving. And that feedback is not in secret. It's in the context of the aggregate 4+ billion people on the social networks. So how do you become a customer company? I want to invite you on this journey. And this journey begins with answering 5 questions. How do you market, sell, service, build, and transform the very way you work? Let's begin with our first step, which is around marketing. There's an amazing company, Gatorade, that's changing the way they actually market, that's fundamentally transforming the very nature of marketing in the 21st century. Think about how they're connecting with all these users online. They've built a social command center that will be the envy of any major organization. They're monitoring and engaging with customers online with over 250% increase in the level of engagement that they've had with people who are online. What I want to do now is actually invite Fergus Griffin, who is the SVP of Solutions Marketing, to show us this amazing vision of the Marketing Cloud. Fergus, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Vivek. So the Marketing Cloud has now become one of our most exciting new product lines at Salesforce.com. It's made up of 3 key applications. First of all, Radian6, the leader in social listening, Buddy Media, the leader in social publishing, and most recently, Social.com, the world's first connected social advertising application. And in our demonstration today, which is going to be driven here by Chris Muller and part of our great demo team, and all our demos will be live here today, in our demo, we're going to show how an advertising agency like Omnicom can run extremely relevant and targeted social advertising campaigns across the social web for brands like Pepsi. So let's go to the demonstration and take a look. Okay, we are now logged in the role of an advertising agency manager at Omnicom, logged into Social.com, which is part of the Marketing Cloud. Now you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, there's all the different brands that Omnicom is managing social campaigns for. You can read them from yourselves here. There's Philips, Pepsi, Pernod Ricard, and they're tracking all those key metrics that are so important about any campaign online. Now, on the top right of the screen, there's the total spend they're managing in this very moment. And last but not least, very importantly in fact, if you're serious about running social advertising campaigns today, you can't do it without first of all listening to the social conversations that are already happening. And that's why Radian6 social listening is built into Social.com. Let's take a look here. Blake Shelton, the country music artist, is a trending topic right now that's relevant for Pepsi. Why is it relevant for Pepsi? Because Pepsi is currently running a campaign called the Iconic Summer Campaign, and Blake Shelton is one of the featured artists in it. So there's some kind of trending conversation about Blake Shelton as an artist. Let's find out what it is and if we can potentially run a campaign around it. Well, here's the word cloud coming to us from Radian6 within Social.com here, telling us all the different terms that are relevant to this Blake Shelton conversation. But we want a bit more information about what's actually making up this conversation before we can act. Let's delve in a bit deeper. Well, look at some of the tweets and posts that are making up the conversation. First of all, there's a lot of great talk about the great Tornado charity concert that Blake played recently. There's also a lot of excitement from his fans because his new album has just gone to the top of the country music charts. And last but not least, he's on a North American tour. Looks like he's even got a show coming up at Jones Beach on July 21st, which is all information that Omnicom can use to think about what kind of campaign is most relevant right now as this topic is trending on the social web. So Chris, let's begin and see what kind of campaign we can create with Social.com. Let's say we wanted to create a campaign that gives fans of Blake Shelton a chance to win tickets to see him at Jones Beach on July 21st. And what we want to do is say, hey, if you share your photo on Instagram or Twitter of your own iconic summer Pepsi moment and use our hashtag, we will choose a winner from all those people and give you seats to go to see Blake Shelton. Okay, we want to create that campaign. First of all, let's name it here and move on to the targeting step. Okay, who do we want to reach with this campaign? Well, first of all, thanks to social.com, we can reach people based on where they live. We're using social information coming from the Facebook profile of people using the zip codes of where they live, and we can pick the Manhattan and the Queens locations here, and we're obviously going to name these, and social.com grabs the zip codes on the fly. You don't have to do any of it. It's automatic. So we've targeted based on location. That's great, but we're not done. We also have all of this great demographic information coming from the public profile pages that people have on Facebook. And in this case, we're going to target based on the interests that people have volunteered about themselves, like that they're fans of Pepsi, or that they're actually interested in country music. So we're making it even more targeted by those two steps. But we're not finished still. You can imagine that Pepsi has all of this amazing, great customer information stored in Salesforce already about its customers. What if you could take that social information and that CRM information they have in Salesforce to really even target it further? And that's what you can do with social.com. On the right of the screen now, you can see segments of customer information in Salesforce, like, for example, people who are already members of the Pepsi loyalty program, or people who've already interacted with that iconic summer campaign on their website. So let's use those audiences as well to further target this ad campaign. Okay, we've done the targeting part. Let's move forward to the creative part, which is the funnest for a lot of people. Let's specify the text that'll show up in this Facebook ad, and let's say where people will click through to when they click on the ad. Now we can add some fun creative elements from our asset library here, things that will really draw people in and make them want to know more. And one other great step here, what types of devices do we think we want to reach people on? Desktops? Or maybe should we go with mobile devices? Let's go with mobile devices right now, okay? And we're getting close to the end here. What about the budget? How much do we want to spend on this campaign? Let's say $150,000, see how it performs. We can change it over time. And specify how we're going to bid on the ads for this. Let's specify $1 cost per click. Now, final step, let's preview this ad right on the screen. Here's the ad. It's going to show up right in people's Facebook pages, of course, based on those targeting rules that we specified here. Now, we've got it previewed here thanks to Buddy Media, also part of the Marketing Cloud. Chris, let's upload the campaign. There's our green confirmation at the top. This campaign is now live. Let's switch over to a Blake Shelton fan on his iPhone and see what he sees. So here he is on his iPhone. There's the ad showing up. And think about what we've done here. We've rolled out a social advertising campaign that's relevant to people on the social web because of that conversation that's already happening. It's reaching people near where the show is going to happen, because they're interested in Pepsi and country music, and because they've already had interactions with us based on what our CRM data actually tells us. Now that is a super relevant targeted ad campaign running to target the right people that will really maximize the ROI. Now speaking of the ROI, it's all great to target and do creative and all that, but at the end of the day, your campaigns are all about the ROI. So let's go back to social.com and see how we track that. Well, now if we take a look and see how this campaign performs, we can track all of the Pepsi sales there in the New York area as the campaign goes on. We can track all of those click-through rates, the spend, where this campaign is running, the word cloud over time to see if people are talking about it or not. And even if we scroll down a bit more, even some of the photos that people are already sharing as part of this campaign, getting involved to get a shot at winning those tickets. Now, that's what we mean when we talk about really running a relevant campaign on the social web. Agencies like Omnicom can do this for their brands. Brands can do it. That's the power of social marketing, powered by the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Vivek, back to you.
Thank you, Fergus.